You already know the drill. If Dallas Stars forward Jason Robertson is already signed or already traded by the time this video is public on YouTube, then I apologize in advance. I'm recording this audio on the night of Sunday, June 28th, and this video is going to go over Jason Robertson and some potential teams that he might be interested in actually getting traded to. The most important team of them all, though, of course, is the Montreal Canadiens. Because it was already reported that Jason Robertson, Dallas Stars forward from Arcadia, USA, a 96-point guy and multi-time 40-goal scorer, it's already been reported that he straight up rejected a trade to the Seattle Kraken, and that he rejected a big stinking money contract that would have seen him making $15 million a year. The Kraken wanted to trade for this guy and sign him to an 8-year, $120 million deal. And he said, hell nah. Yeah, here's our video about it. I turned it down. They offered me $15 million to play hockey. I turned it down. A big college in Seattle. That's exactly what happened here, although the Kraken, of course, they're not a college, and they're not in Jacksonville. But Jason Robertson does not want to go to a team that is not good. That's just the simple way to put it. Seattle, they're not a great destination for these competitive guys who want immediate results because they're just kind of in no man's land right now. Jason Robertson rejected $15 million a season. Artemi Panarin rejected a big money deal from them as well. Nobody wants to go to Seattle, so boo-hoo Chase Reid. But with that in mind, let's dive into this article posted by Francois Gagnon on rds.ca. Of course, it's RDS. Of course, the video says Le CH s'avance à nouveau pour... Okay, it's French, so we're gonna translate the entire webpage into English. This will be linked in the description down below. This article by Francois Gagnon is interesting. It talks about Mason McTavish, who actually did get traded from Anaheim over to St. Louis. But then, there's some commentary on Jason Robertson over here that we should probably be diving into. Who's left? What's left? Jason Robertson's name is at the center of much speculation and aberration, such as refusing the $15 million per season that the Kraken were ready to pay him. From what I understand, Gagnon writes, Jason Robertson would be willing, even though he is American, even though he benefits from a tax haven like Texas and plays for one of the best teams in the NHL, Jason Robertson would be willing to play in Montreal. Despite taxes, winter, pressure from supporters, and the possibility that its national anthem will be booed from time to time depending on the political and economic stances of its president towards its northern neighbors. Goodness, I thought this article was going to go down a Jaden Smith type of route. Oh, it all depends on the political and economical state of the world. Okay, sorry. I apologize for that. Robertson is a very good hockey player, Gagnon writes. He is first and foremost a left wing, but like Ivan Demidov on the other wing, Robertson is an excellent playmaker. A center who plays on the wing. Well, he was excluded by Bill Guerin from the American team that won gold at the last Olympic Games and allowed the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, to dive into beer and champagne to celebrate this victory. But since Canadiens fans have had to deal with the exclusions of Caulfield and Hudson, they shouldn't blame Robertson too much. The problem, and it's a huge one, is the salary he's demanding. Now, I'm gonna be real, I honestly don't think it's very relevant to talk about the U.S. American Olympic team and all the stuff that went on in that locker room and all the stuff that went on politically, because I feel like for Jason Robertson, he is so removed from all of it. I get that he's an American dude, he's from Arcadia, California, pretty great place, they have a good mall. I liked the mall in Arcadia. But Jason Robertson, just like Cole Caulfield and Lane Hudson, was excluded from that American Olympic team. So in a way, it makes them all buddies, and they all have this sort of natural-born camaraderie already established because, hey, we're really talented American hockey players that were not selected to play on the Olympic team. And again, the fact that they won gold gives them the right to talk their smack because Why do we need to get Jason Robertson? Why do we need to get Cole Caulfield? We won gold. If Team USA lost, then it's like, USA Hockey, what were you doing? You guys missed out by not getting Hudson and Robertson and whatever. This article then talks about Robertson and the salary he may be wanting. As good as he is, as useful as he may potentially be for the Canadiens, it would be difficult, if not impossible, for Kent Hughes to go and see Suzuki at 7.875, Caulfield at 7.85, Slavkovsky at 7.6, and Hudson at 8.85, earning nearly double their salary when he is not even eligible for UFA status. And even if Robertson were to settle for $12 million a year to join a more competitive club than Seattle, which he doesn't seem willing to do with the Stars, who are certainly as competitive as the Canadiens, the young pillars of the Habs would be right to mutiny, saying, "We agreed to leave millions on the table for the collective cause, and you're cheating us at the first opportunity?" Goodness, that is really brutal here. You want to talk about politics? Let's talk about mutiny on the bounty over here. This article is implying that maybe, some of these longer-term signed Habs would be pissed off if they saw a guy like Jason Robertson come onto the team and get $12 million a year, let alone $15 million a year. I understand that there is an internal cap salary structure that seems to be present with the Montreal Canadiens. Like, hey, if Suzuki is 7.8, y'all are making money relative to that, right? Hudson 8.8, Slav is 7.6, but then you think about it, there are some other guys that are making more. Patrick Laine was on this team for a while, 8.7 million. Of course, he's not on the team anymore. At least, I don't think he's going to be on the team anymore. And then Kent Hughes signed Noah Dobson, 9.5. So already that ceiling has been breached. And I do think that these guys are smart enough to understand that, yeah, the cap is going up a lot, and the salary cap environment that happened to have been when Suzuki signed his extension and when Slavkovsky got his extension. Also, when you think about what Slavkovsky had done up to that point, I mean, say what you want about how good these players are. Jason Robertson has been a very, very strong player, arguably better than all of these guys throughout the course of his young career. He's only 26 years old. There's a reason why he was offered $15 million by the Seattle Kraken, even though, in the words of Big Boogie, he turned it down. I'm not sure I really buy into the idea that some of these younger Habs would be pissed off to see a guy come onto the team and get that amount of money, especially since it's Jason Robertson. He's really talented. That kind of mutiny would tear the Canadiens' locker room apart, Gagnon writes. It's the kind of mutiny that the front office would refuse to allow. Yes, indeed, we'll have to move at some point because, yes, we'll need reinforcements. But at 4:25 p.m. on this Sunday, June 27th, as the draft has just ended and the scouts of the 32 teams are convinced that all the youngsters they have selected will prove them right in 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 years, Canadiens fans still have to wait. It is up to Kent Hughes and the general staff to reward this patience, which, for the moment, is fading a little more each day. Will this happen before the next wave of collective madness that will hit with the opening of the free agent market on July 1st? And then we'll see. But if it's true that everything comes to those who wait, then Canadiens fans are in for a treat. In the meantime, enjoy the summer that seems to finally be here. Now again, this article was in French, and I translated it to English via the Google machine, so that's why some of the writing here is either oddly Shakespearean or just straight up weird. It's not Francois Gagnon's fault, it's the translator. But either way, hearing this update, that apparently the Montreal Canadiens would be a destination Jason Robertson is willing to go to as long as they give him the proper contract, it does open the door to some new opportunities on the wing in Montreal. We know that it's not just about the money. Seattle gave him an opportunity, $15 million. He turned it down. It's about the money, but it's also about being on a good team. And at the very least, it seems like the Canadiens are a good enough team to justify the trade. With that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Jason Robertson trade update? The Montreal Canadiens, supposedly a place he'd like to go. Let me know in the comments your opinions about this stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.